Hello, welcome to Sunday morning coffee with me, Annie, from Squiddo Games. We are a few hours since, not a few hours since I got back. This is the post salute edition, where I'm generally a bit dead and you can hear my voice is crackly, although I haven't entirely lost it, so that's a plus, I guess. A bunch of you in there still awake. Well, I'm going to go back to bed after this, I think. Although I don't think I'm quite as tired as I was at the last salute, so that's a bonus. Always bonus. Loud, clear, and wonderful hair, yes. So I've got no notes on purpose for this because I was just going to freestyle it. Freestyle what's happened the last couple of weeks because I didn't do the show last week because I was making sure I was all good because all very, very up with frizzled. In a moment. There are they. Ooh. So we got bank email. Oh no, yeah. So yes, Ken, you weren't the first customer. Someone did slink in before you, I'm afraid. They did. So very, very close though. It is a 1-1 scale zombie Annie. So if you've been under a rock or such, the salute has happened. Salute was yesterday. It's a big trade show. Until I started doing Expo, it was the biggest trade show I do. It's still absolutely massive. Expo's basically just like free episodes, 3 days of that. Mr. Llama says I wasn't bold enough to say hello. I saw you because I saw the llama, and then yeah, the day is just me kind of getting distracted and going, oh, that person I was going to talk to an hour ago, yeah, they've definitely gone. But yes, thank you. I did see a little wave because I was like, that's the llama guy. But yeah, it was amazing. It's the if you've only got 5 minutes to watch, Salute was ace, and I'm well chuffed. That's the roundup. But I'll talk about the prep, the day, the popping of the balloons, and the me now after this just going horizontal. Because we got back, only about 11ish last night. Straight to bed, and then woke up and just like because we were. I say my brain. So I have Joe and Ian of Fenris Games here, and they were going to wait for me to do this and then unload, but we were all up early anyway, of course, because we were like. So so we've just unloaded basically this morning. Got up, had a coffee. And then I've got a tiny hand on my hand, just so you know. That's what's going on here. It's me messing about with a tiny hand that's on the wrong hand, just to really mess with things. So yeah, we've got up, unloaded my side anyway, because it's the van is my stuff and Fenris stuff. So I've unloaded all my stuff. It's all back where it should be. They've gone back to Lincoln to sort their stuff out. I did make a crazy offer yesterday when I was super sleepy. I went, I'll come back and help you in Lincoln. And I went, oh, can't. But yeah, it means we've got they're off, they're getting their stuff sorted, but all that is done. So all the work is done now, basically. And that means that I do get to lounge about today, put some washing in, watch Disney, play Dreamlight Disney Valley. Dreamlight Disney Dreamlight Valley. It is ambidextrous. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm really tired, but happy. It's been really good. So the prep, the reason I didn't do the show last week was because the prep was just, it wasn't horrific, to be fair. I started earlier than I normally do. I'm normally going, I wish that I had 1 or 2 extra days and that would be perfect. So I gave myself the extra week and it worked. So I started extra early, getting bits together. Mum's been ace. She's on holiday, so I don't think she's watching this, although she may be. She hasn't said hello yet, though. But yeah, Mum's been ace. Mum helped me we got all the racks out, got all the stock loaded really early instead of the day before. Made sure it was all priced. I've kept, Sharky says, I wonder if you can buy tinier hands to fit onto the tiny hands. You actually can. That's maybe what I'll splash my salute cash on, because yeah, you can then get the next level up. Of course, I looked this up. Got some tiny hands in the background there as well. I do like a good tiny hand. Surprised I have any tiny hands at the show, to be fair. I didn't think about that. I got there and I went, oh, I haven't brought my squid fingers. To much rejoicing of people going, I'm very glad that you did not bring the squid fingers. So yeah, for the prep, I had loads of time. Yes, you can buy me some pandemonium, please. I'll definitely have them. Oh no, Peter says I got home, my son wasn't 100% happy with his gift, so I had to make a purchase on your store last night. Oh no. Oh no, but oh yes, small things, yay. So it's going to be very rambly today. Hello, bunch of people who are here, yay. So yeah, I was done. This is the best prep I've ever had. It was beautiful. Oh yeah, so no wines, no wine, no coffee this morning. But this is not wine. This is Tesco's own Stockwell's, the cheap Robina. So bunch there. Yes, Katie helping for Expo. You sure are. Thank you very much. Which is not far away. Like the fingers that you find in the windows. So yeah, all the prep was awesome. I was ace. I was on top of it. I was a different person. I kind of have two modes, which is absolute failure or absolute amazing. So luckily, I was in the amazing stage. So I got just really early getting all the things together. Ralph last minute painted that bad Squiddo, which I was so chuffed with. I may have tricked him because I said, it's an emergency. I need a bad Squiddo painted for Salute. No, I said I need a figure. Could you paint me something for Salute? And he said, how many figures? One. Yeah, one's fine. I was like, okay, I'll ship you it. Cool. Yeah, it's like this big. So yeah, he did it really quickly and exactly how I wanted, and shipped it really well so that it was all in one piece. So thanks very much, Ralph. Ralph Plowman, what a nice man. So he got that all together for me, which was amazing. And I think, yes, as if you followed this show sometime, you'll know that I say like sometimes, you do a new release and you're all hyped, and maybe people online go, oh, that's so cool. And then they just don't sell. And they will sell eventually because they just sell over time. But without Kickstarter, I don't get that like rush. This happened. It happened with the bad Squiddo. I sold loads of them. It was ace. We actually ended up selling out of the debris because I thought that'll be enough. I'll probably only sell a few of them. But sold loads, and that's quite a nice chunk of cash each time. So that was really cool. So I'm really glad you like the bad Squiddo. I'm glad you got to see all the stuff in the cabinet and the put the pirate in there for scale. So I'll talk about Salute, I think, then, rather than the boring prep. So as well as my own mega organised, I've been helping Fenris Games because we're travelling down together, and I've been helping getting them ready as well. So I was very tired at the start because I kind of been two brains, because he hasn't got the sort of space to prepare, and he's very overworked. And what's the word? Casting. That's why I always go, oh, I won't cast. Could you cat? Nope, I'm not casting. I already do not have enough time to do all of the things. And once you start actually doing more of the production, there's just no time. So, and he didn't have a Lil to help. So I went and been doing some organising, helping. So Andrea says, how expensive would Squid be? Not expensive. It's £35 and it is a monstrous size. The debris is £16, but I was doing a deal up for £45. I might do an intro deal for that. I don't know if I'll keep it as a long-term deal. Might do it as a release deal, and then maybe do £48 or something as a ongoing sort of bundle. So I need to have a look at that. So yeah, I've been helping Fenris. So I was actually able, for the first time ever, I wasn't doing stuff right up until I had to go to London, basically. I gave myself 2 days off before Salute, not off, but to go to Lincoln and get their end sort of packed, get them all packed up. So yeah, so I did went to there, got all the stuff in Lincoln. Thanks very much to Miko, who is a friend of us from Finland, and he's over doing various sort of stuff in the UK, and he came and helped us load up as well, which was extra good because we were very stressed at that point. So he was a nice calming beacon. Ratty says Squid is huge, needs a little baggie on the base, partially submerged swimming. Oh yeah, maybe some peas as well. Yes. I can't need a Squiddo without debris. You do. And yeah, the debris is not essential. It's just a handy little extra bit if you want. So yeah, so we drove down, got all loaded up very late the night before salute to make sure that the van is full and the things can't slip around. That's a whole other sort of Jenga. It was extra stressful, I think, the night before because when I used to do a lot of shows, you have a system for where things go. So you can almost do it in your sleep because you're like, right, racks go there, these go here. But because we hadn't done a show together since last salute and we've got different things, and we had somebody else that kind of was the brain doing it, and Ian was absolutely knackered by that point. So I was like, oh no, I have to make decisions. Oh crap. It worked. Got some good teamwork on the go. And we managed to get it all nicely loaded. It was beautiful. So we went down, left early the next day with Miko. Still took forever to get there, of course, because you've got kind of M25 and all that sort of hell zone. But yeah, pretty much got set up the day before. Had my salute cry, as is tradition, although I did have it on the day before salute, so that was ace. That was good. That was a winner. It's always a winner. I usually have something that pushes me over the edge at salute, and it was the day before rather than the actual day. So yes. So actual salute. Let me just sip this port. Once again, because both sounds look fantastic and complemented each other. Yeah, it's good when you work together and it's like even just things like the clips. It's like I'm buying loads of clips. You can have some of the clips and just sort of sharing bits and bobs and all that. So the emotional overwhelm clears the mind. It does, yeah. Gary said, "Did you get a look around the show?" I didn't run. I never really do. Right at the end, I ran over to say hello to Moonstone because I like them. But I hadn't met. I forgot her name. The lady, the lady. So I know Tom, who is the Moonstone creator, and there's a lady which somebody might be able to say the name in there. But she runs a lot of the sort of social media and other sort of day-to-day running bits. So I got to say hello to her, meet her because we've chatted online, so that was really cool. And then on the way back, I went via the it's the childhood cancer stand. That sounds terrible. I can't remember what the charity was, but they were raising money for children with cancer. And it's some of my friends on there, so I went by and ended up picking up it fell into my hands. I picked up a old grenadier bone dragon type thing. I can't remember what they're called, but I do have a bit of a soft spot for those old bits, and it was a good cause. So I went, you know what? I've had a really good day. I'm going to buy this dragon. Cool. So that was it. That was that like one trip. So I didn't see anything else. I saw some pigeon that was kind of flying around. That was interesting. So interesting. What's going on? So the day was ace. Hey, Wes is here. Good morning, Wes. You made it to a coffee morning. Let's just see if there's any balloon popping live, perhaps, you think. So the day was ace. I added up all the stuff last night, although just as I was sort of drifting off, I went, oh, I haven't added up the cash. So it's traditional to what's the word? Add up cash on the bed and feel like a rich person, basically. Loico says, glad to meet you. I was the one that talked about a pig artillery crew. You look kind of out of it by then, so I left it at that. I was out of it the whole day, to be fair. But no, I kind of went yes, because I thought that is actually a good idea. Whereas it's probably a good reaction when I go, yes. Rather than, oh yeah, maybe at some point we might do that, because it means I probably won't. Whereas pig artillery crew, I do want to do more and more pig stuff. 2 pigeons! There were 2 pigeons there. Oh lord. Making cash angels. Whee! Um, we got oh yeah, so Tamsin was more in the fox afterwards. Yeah, I kind of always wish I could stay an extra day. It's just a whole other bit, and I just want to kind of get back. But yeah, I do get a bit jealous of people that can go on a nice pint afterwards, or 2 or 3. Sam's in there going, oh. So yeah, it was amazing. It was really busy. I feel like it might have been the busiest. Anyway, so I added up all of the cash pounds, and it was the best takings I've ever had. Salute, which is so I exceeded my target, which was very good. And very important right now. So I've currently got my salute money and my Kickstarter money, and it's been very hard the last few years. So I was like, oh, it's the bank texting me again. Each month has almost been like this eke to get through, just to get through each month and going, oh crap, oh, we're going to make all these bills, and then obviously the bills are going up, and things like EU sales disappearing because of all the Brexit and all that sort of stuff. So it's been really tough lately. So to get a cash injection basically is really, really, really good. So it doesn't mean that I will be driving around in a Lamborghini or anything like that, but it means I won't be as stressed about paying my bills for a little bit, which is ace, and that will sort of tide me over between the next sort of projects and all that. So that's really positive. It's really good. So from making a change from before the show, basically me and Fenris had our pound coins out to get the fuel money. That's well, it's like, well, if I've got these few pounds, you got those few pounds, that can probably get us this far. So as long as we don't get it was like that bad. So now yeah, now we've got a good chunk of cash. And what was it? Yeah, so and Fenris had a good day as well. I kept popping over and it was really busy, so it was ace. Jez said I was chatting to Jeff from Oakbound, said it was busy and business busy too. Yeah. It was busy all day. Normally get that sort of lull near the end, and it didn't really happen. It's kind of like a point where people stop buying stuff. So even though they're sort of roaming, you don't really sell much. But yeah, it was like 4 o'clock and people are still sort of like 50 quid, 100 quid. You're like, ooh, nice. So that's really good. It's very validating as well. One, the cash. Obviously, cash is good. But the fact that, the people sometimes, like, people can say all the nice things in the world, but if they're not buying the stuff, then you kind of like, well, how ingenuous, how real is it? So obviously when people are then also putting their money into the thing, it's like, well, it won't be crap because they're not just going to buy it to not be embarrassed or something, apart from some people maybe are like, oh, I need to buy something to get this woman out of the way or something. But you know what I mean? If people buying the things is the ultimate, like, yes, it is working and people want the things, so that's always very good. So yeah, the show was ace. I had such a good time. I was ready when it opened. If anyone was there last year and saw me when it opened last year, I was crying as it opened because all my card machines were failing on me, and it pushed me over the edge. So I saw a few people at the start, and they were like, "You okay? You okay?" Fine. I have this weird thing where it wasn't so bad when I used to do a lot of shows. I think because get the whole like introvert, outroverty sort of thing. I don't know where I fit on that, but I definitely have a bit of both going on, obviously. But when it opens, because obviously I'm always online and I'm always, like, do, and then it opens, and as people come in, I go, I don't want to talk to anyone. Suddenly, like, go shy, basically, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I've got to go talk to them, and I don't want to scare them, and I'm kind of like, oh no. But then after about after about an hour, I get the buzz, and then I'm there going like, hey, what do you want? Do you want this? Do you want that? And then I'm in my element. But that first sort of hour, I'm always a bit like, Oh no, I've got a whole day. I don't know. So even though I was feeling really awesome at the start, I was still, because I normally just put it down to whatever disaster has happened. I was like, oh no, I am just shy. So to sort of get that, get me built up to the sort of awesome sales patter and all that sort of stuff, and just being really, really jolly. So that was ace. And yeah, then I was just on it, as you will have known, as well as being spaced out for the entire day. Because I'll go, I have to add up this time. We had a lot less people, because I normally have a massive posse, but there are a lot of people missing this year for various reasons. So we had a smaller posse, which meant I did have to add up a lot more. To add up a lot more. What we got in the comments? Something about how to kill, pigeons. Oh, fantastic! Must be nice being named as the unstable one that needs a pre-show. You're okay. It's pretty much true. I think some of them are a bit scared of me. I'm glad it was busy, says Peter. I said a bunch of comments on my blog from people saying, "Ugh, Salute is rubbish these days." It totally is not rubbish. Yeah, but someone did say near the end, so I don't know if the truth is there, said that there were 12, something like 12 traders just didn't show up without word, which is weird. Sim says a lot of people who were saying this is their first salute. Yeah, there are a lot of fresh ones, fresh new ones. While Sim is here, thanks for watching it live. What is this madness? Thank you very much to Sim, who was one of my helpers. I had Sim, Gail, and Claire. Claire was on the colouring in, so if you didn't go over there, you might not have seen her. A salute pigeon for next year. So we had Claire, Gail, and Sim helping out all day. We also had Miko in the behind the scenes, who was absolutely ace getting the stuff set up. And then we had Office Painter off Twitter and Sim not believing she's awake, and the Sydney Roundwood himself just constructed the entire the entire thing, the entire balloon arch. That was their single job at the start of the day. And they constructed a fabulous arch. So if they ever see this, thank you very much. Just if any trainers didn't turn up, they'll be gutted to hear it was busy and cashy. Sucks to be there. Carol does say, yeah, some people like to whine all the time. It is one of my post salute traditions I haven't done yet, is to go on that forum. I probably shouldn't even say it, because if I say it 3 times, Bill will appear. To go on the miniatures page and go on the conventions bit, and every year, without fail, is at least one thread saying, "Salute going down the toilet. I saw barely any historicals there this time. It was all catering to fantasy. This will be the last one, mark my words." Yeah, every year. So so no matter how good a show it is, they're going, not like it was back in the 70s. So I haven't done that yet, but I will put a 5p bet that there is already one of those. Salute crap now. No, it's not. It's awesome. What have we got there? You'll notice fewer indie stalls this year. I can't say I don't know, because I didn't I didn't actually look around. But yeah, it's a good, there's always a good mix of things. It's just that sort of people who don't want things to ever change, and they just want the things that they're into to be there, rather than the fact that, the hobby is a lot more diverse than it was, which is good. So yeah, it's not all historical, it's not all big battles, some of it's small battles, all that stuff. Some good geeky handbags on Wayland. I saw them from afar, and I thought, no, don't go over there. Don't go over there. You might buy something. Right, Henry Hyde did a tweet saying it might be his last due to expensive travel. Yeah, I saw that, and that's fair enough. It isn't a cheap day out for sure. So totally understand that. I do feel quite refined here. Budget Tesco cordial. Maybe now I've had a good salute, I could have Robinson's cordial. That would be a bit wild. I did from the pictures and stuff I've seen, look good. Obviously had the balloon arch. No one else No one else dared balloon or a balloon to large. So the children with cancer stand had balloons, but they're definitely they can have as many balloons as they like. But I mean, nobody did the beverage, which is surprising because I am only joking when I say that I would go and pop everyone's balloons, because I thought it is a good idea. But I kind of thought, oh, someone will see that. No. But so I was saying to someone else how it's at Salute, I can just go, yes, Blue Arch, this year's. And then I go to Expo and they've all got pyrotechnics and lasers and stuff. And I'm like, it's a weird, different world thing. So yeah, it was busy all day. Squids flew out. I was kind of just like, it was ace. One of the things when people say, what do you think about Salute? I would say it's awesome because people give me money and tell me that I'm great all day. And it's true. It's true. That's why it's the best day ever. Imagine a day where everyone gives you money and just says that you're great all the time. That's Salute, basically. Yeah, it gets knackering. I've got to do all the prep and all this, but the inevitable payout, again, not just physical money, it's really, really good. And, I've got all my various mental health shenanigans and all that. So it's a really good boost just for people like to go, I'm not, I'm not terrible. People don't hate me. Just all day going, you are ace. What you do is good. It is important. Some really nice anecdotes. People like, I've finally been able to get, my daughter into gaming because we use some of your figures, and that's sort of done the gateway in, or even stuff like they've done the colouring book, and then they wanted to paint a figure and got them in through that, and it made me really, really happy. Loads of kids there going like, ee. My whole thing about getting more people into it, so lots more partners that were like super happy too. Some weird bean yeah, bean chats in there. Oh yeah, might bust out the lure pack. This is mad. She'll be buying tins of food that aren't white labels next. I won't be eating rice with cheese on. The colouring stand, yay! Thank you for that. For keeping up the epicness in bad Squiddo Games. I think you'll do it epic. So we had the colouring in stand as normal, as is now tradition also. And it was so good. It was the best colouring in time so far, I reckon, because I bought this big whiteboard, so to encourage people to sort of pin up there, because it's a magnetic whiteboard, so you can put what you've coloured in up there, basically. And it was full and overlapped both sides, which is great. People being really happy there, all different people. So for whatever reason, they just want to sit down colour. Maybe they want to sit down colour. Maybe they just need a break or something to focus on for a bit, or all of that. So it was making people really happy, and that makes me really happy because that's quite human nature to want to make people happy. And yeah, so just having a bit of a chill out space works extra for me as well, because there's like extra place I can put stuff down there that's not the stand. And yeah, it was really, really fun. So yeah, colouring in was ace, super good. Louise Sugden, I sorted out with her that she did some drawings for me, so we had some of her artwork on the colouring table. And loads of people were then colouring in those goblins, and then she was just like, oh my god, people are colouring my guys. That was really ace. So she was over for quite a bit, with a whole aura of like an orbit of fans, which was really cool. There was a whole bunch of them. I barely saw them because I was on the stand, and I kept going, Louise, I will come to you. So that was ace. Just again seeing people that are just harder to see normally. I haven't chatted to people specifically about the women wargame panel, but I think the panels all went ace, which is cool. I saw a bunch of them for the women's before they went and did the women's panel, and that was really cool. And I kind of just wanted to make sure, because I was grumbling about the women panel for various reasons, and I'm still not a fan, but obviously not. No issues of anyone that's on it. I'm sure there was some good stuff on there. I've just got really I just don't want to talk about being a woman anymore. I just want to talk about the things. And I was a bit grumpy of like, there's not women in any of the other panels, just in the woman category. And yeah, I could go on about that for ages. But that was kind of my grump with it, basically. And obviously I wasn't on there because when it was on, I was thinking, this is the time I'd be abandoning my stand. No way. So that was the major reason. But yeah, I didn't want to be like, arsy to anyone who did do it, because if I was in a different situation, I probably would have. But yeah, not when I can't leave the stand at peak money making times. It's monies. So, Francis, what are your opinions of the Rodney and Del Boy minifigs? I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea what they are. We got Lamtastic. So it was nice hearing what they had to say. Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure there was some really cool stuff in there. But yeah, he said it did feel weird having their own little section. Yeah, because I said before that it's like game designers, podcasters, competitive gamers, women. And yeah, I feel like you get pigeonholed, and I very much felt when I was in Wales, and originally before this, I was on the route to Artland, and in Wales, like, so it was like in Wales as an artist, almost like the best you can get is to be, you become a Welsh artist, basically. And it was always like, you can't become just known as a really good artist. You're just stuck in this box of being a Welsh artist, which is like a subcategory, And I very much feel like you get put into like women wargame person is just like, yeah, you get categorized into woman. You're not a writer, creator, painter, graphic designer, podcast, any of that. You're a woman. But I genuinely think, it was done with the best of intentions. If it went, people said they really enjoyed it. That's awesome. So it's just not, that sort of thing isn't for me at the moment. I've done plenty of it. I've done loads of talks on being a woman. I really just want to talk because I can talk so passionately, and I was yesterday, which just got me really pumped up about the figures we've made, the history. I was given some good lectures of my own, actually, when people are like, well, who's this then? I'm like, let me tell you all about this lady. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the figures and what I do, rather than, have I had issues with people being weird online. It's like, it's just the same sort of stuff. It's like, if there is a woman online, she will have got some sort of weirdness to various levels. It kind of just is, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not saying I won't talk about being a woman in the hobby again or anything like that. It's just at the moment, I'm not in the mood for it. I'm not in the mood for it, or in the right circumstance, I think, as well. I think that's partly it, and how things are phrased. Because what I'd actually love to do is some sort of discussion where it's sort of women from different eras, so someone like Trish, the sculptor Trish Carden, and then kind of me being in the, call myself middle-aged, being in the middle, and then some sort of, like new younger person, and discussing how things have changed over the years and what things were the same and what has been overcome and all that. There's lots of ways to do it that I think would make a really interesting chat. It's just the major thing was leaving the stand. And yeah, I just fear that they just become the same questions, and then you get known as being the person who talks about online harassment and all that sort of stuff. Whereas other people are known, they just get asked, an example, say Joe from Osprey, for example, he goes on a panel and is asked about his thoughts behind the games that he's written, what he'd be writing up next, what's inspired him. You don't just get people going, do people, give you crap online if they don't like your rules? Because it's kind of just, do you see what I mean? There's no, so yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, I didn't want, I just like, you're always, especially when you're in text form as well, so like Twitter, I always feel like come across like some right buzzkill miserabler, and absolutely not. And everyone that was on that panel was just awesome. Yes, Carol said woman artist, Welsh artist, black composer, etc. is another way of marginalising people and players. Quite good, despite being X. Yeah, so in other bits where women are yeah, sort of made into a category. I kind of feel like it has the opposite effect, but obviously not for everyone. But for me, yeah, I feel like it's even more like, look at the aliens, look at the aliens, we've got some aliens here. I think this was probably a good idea, but it should be done as normal. Yeah, that's it. So none of the other panels had any women in it. So it's like if there was that and the women specific topic, I think that would have been better. But again, they all seem really nice. So the organisers, it's the first year they've done it. I think I will actually email them and just give them a nice bit of feedback, because it's yeah, I want to be nice to them. I don't want them to see a tweet and just be like, oh, she hated it. We've tried, and now he's grumpy about it. Because that's my fear all the time, is that I'm just I'm just this grumpy person about stuff. Like, I'm not. I just, I think again, stuff comes up in text, or I'm not as chirpy as I was. Look on Facebook, it shows it's like, oh, sure, I've got shyness because I'm directly under a light. I'm not just extremely shiny. But yeah, I just think things are very nuanced. I did a tweet stream, stream of threads last week that was saying about how it can get frustrating when the and like I said, I'm not going to talk about being a woman anymore, and now I'm just giving you a lecture on it. Let's see. But the way that people overcompensate, and then it becomes almost as bad. So they'll go, yes, we want women in the hobby because they're all angelic. Basically, this is like unrealistic then expectation of they're lovely, they'll smash you in the table, they paint so well, and all this. And like, no, we don't. Like, some do, some are crap, some are it's mad. But there are women gamers that are just really horrible people. Because we are a variety of humans. There are men gamers who are horrible people. There are men gamers who are awesome at gaming, awesome at painting, crap at painting, okay at painting. It's that, like, we're not a one being. And that can also be detrimental if you're not that person that fits and you think, well, I'm not the woman that they want. You don't live up to those standards. So I think that's important as well, that, yeah, we are all individuals. We're all just different people. Yeah, some women are good at this, some aren't. Some are absolutely lovely, some are mean, some are just a bit unpersonable. We're all, and it just seems really obvious to say, yes, we are all actually different people. But yeah, you do get this sort of, occasionally I see it and I go, ugh, and it's like, all the Amazons of wargaming, they're all perfection. No, not. But then, yeah, that can get took out of context. Be like, Annie says that there's horrible women. Like, yeah, there are. That's the point. That's the point. I may be one myself. Right, no, not really. Yeah, we are all individuals. So yeah, I kind of rambled about that. Probably a bit too long. But a few people kind of throughout the day saying, what was it? Saying, are you not doing the panel? No. But it doesn't mean I'm against it. So yeah, and so it was nice to actually see them and hang out with them for a little bit before they had to run off. All the ladies of the panel. So I'm going to message them today and see what went down, see what the questions and stuff were. Was anyone filming any of the panels? I spoke to someone who did one of the earlier panels, who will remain anonymous, but he said that it was really hard to hear the questions from people. And it was a bit of a struggle for that, but they looked like they were quite busy and everything, so it's good. And it's always like doing something new and different is always going to be a bit of a process, as I know. So yeah, that's cool. I just think it was really, really good. Really, really good. Really good. There are videos. I will have a look. If you see any, send me a tag me in something so I can have a look. We got women are people and people are all sorts. Exactly. That's the one. Oh yeah, Ratty says the acoustics were a bit daft, but yeah, it's all learning. One of the reasons I was extra proud of my stand is that it was just like a culmination of all the years I've kind of made various cock-ups, and this year I was like, I've done it, the cock-up free stand. Yes. So I'm really proud of that like journey. And what was also ace was loads of people. See Paul Pandemonium rather. Pandemonium's off. I could go for some all sorts. I'm thinking I might get a pizza. I might order a pizza, which I never do because they're so expensive. I'm gonna order a pizza, but then it's always like, do you want to order 2 pizzas? So I might order 2 pizzas. But what was I saying? Yeah. So people saying I'm ace. What else? Saying I'm ace. I forgot where I was. What was I saying? Oh yeah, saying I saw quite a lot of people that had come over and said they remember. Remember me from the old days, basically. So there's a lot of reminiscing. You know, people like, oh, I still have the dice bags you made when you were the dice bag lady, and then terrifying people by saying it's been over 8-9 years since I've made a dice bag now. And they're like, oh no, I feel old now. Or people like, oh, I used to listen to you on the Bad Dice podcast or Healing Hammer and stuff back in Warhammer times. So like, oh yes. It's been a long time. So even it is, yeah. I don't see why not. Oh yeah, Shush Sim. I never find those perspex boxes. They didn't. It doesn't count as a cock up because they weren't essential. So it was only minor thing, which is fine. If there has to be a sacrifice where something is forgotten, that I think that's good. You do have to like sacrifice to the gods something that you forgot. Hobbit Tom says, how much did you roll your eyes at Rich's Beavers? I didn't. I probably made it worse, to be fair. I knew what was coming, so I just had to do the awfulness. My signed Sydney postcard was one of my highlights of the day. Sydney Roundwoods World. Rich from Two Fat Lardies had made these real like, they're like headshots, you know, that actors have of him, like the book and ding, and they put the like star sparkle of his teeth. So I went, oh my god, can you sign this for me? Can you sign it? So I made him sign it. So I've got my signed Sydney Roundwood card with "Keep it real, guys." It's so much of that. Andrew says, "Do you want to know?" No, really don't. Peter got to meet Guy and Jasper and bend their ears, which was cool. Yes, they are both awesome. Give them some stuff for the magazine. I didn't get interviewed this year. Should have gone on a panel. Should have gone on a panel. I didn't even see it. I don't know if just again time. I can see the shiny head. My shiny head. Oh yeah, so I dyed my hair myself this time because I didn't have any. I normally have my pre-salute hairdo where I treat myself, but I didn't have any money for it, so I DIY'd it. It's okay. Like it's okay. I'm gonna make some changes when I next do it, but for a fraction of the cost, not bad. What was I going to say? Yeah, I didn't get interviewed. It's weird. Some salutes, it was almost like I get interviewed sort of like 10 times, but partly it might have been because I had less people, so people might have come over and been like, nope. And some people say, yeah, I went to say hello, and nope, because it's just so busy. And that was ace. So I should probably round up and then go to bed and then wake up and then order a pizza. Yes. Yeah, thanks for watching. Again, hope you appreciate my little nuanced rambles and such. It's given me really good boost, save funds, which just freed me up a bit. One of them is for those community minis because the money sort of like dribbled in over time, and then now I've gone to catch up. I'm like, oh crap, I have to pay for 13 miniatures. But oh yeah, so I'll get the community miniatures poll sorted this week, and we can get voting on the next 4. Woo! And that's making me really happy. Once we get that all up and running, and then once I pay all my bills and see if I've got like £10 left, I might have enough from this to start my next World War II project. So that would be really cool if I could get that also in the works. But that'll be Alan, and so Alan's got to do all the community minis first. So yeah, I've got to do those. So get those voted for. So thank you very much. Sorry if you couldn't make it. There are pictures. I'll put loads more pictures up all over the internet so you get to see. Sorry I didn't properly see you, Ratty. I did. Well, I saw you. I saw the squid hat, and again, then it was like whoosh, an hour's passed. What? How did that happen? Can't wait for the next one and Hammerhead next. Woo! So yeah, it was awesome. Thanks everyone who came over, everyone who was super nice. Because yeah, everyone was ace. It was really nice. People are lovely. I was chatting to someone and said, yeah, when you're online, the guy who's going to yes, Squid Hat guy is Ratty Rex. Yeah, when you're online, people are less likely to come up to you and go, "You suck," whereas they do on the internet. So yeah, that was really, 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 really good. Our next show is UK Games Expo in like a month. So all the racks I've put back in the office, and I'm just going to keep it up. So I'm going to have a very full office for a month. But it means the prep for that might not kill me, which would be really, really good. Ah, right, you forgot tiny hands. I didn't. It's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, so it was awesome to see a whole bunch of you, even if it was just a quick like, it was wicked. Best salute ever. Best salute ever. It was the best salute. So that's ace. Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna sleep. That's the plan. Sharky, can someone who has a squid put a pickup on Beggar's Pay with mini size comparison? Yes, and I will sort that out. I'll get the squid released. Release the Kraken this week. I'll get a newsletter written up with this ramble condensed, basically. Just say thanks about the salute. I didn't get a chance to even. I was going to do a newsletter just to bump people beforehand into reminding us at salute. So I'll do that. I'll release the Kraken. And I'll put a load of comparisons and pictures next to rulers and all that sort of stuff up for you as well, and then take some cool pictures. Do I have a seaboard? I do, yes. Yes, I think I have a sea mat. Right. Sim Lauren says the squid is as long as Mars bar. Oh, Sim, did you reply to me? She did. Hang on. No, you haven't. So we took some videos. Oh yeah, so we took some videos at the end. One of me popping all the balloons that I've put onto Twitter, but I'll put it into Baggy's Cave. And one of Archon, who were next to us. I think we entertained them. I do think we entertained them. So they were over. I think they were all Polish. They came over and we just kind of just chat to your neighbours and stuff. I wanted to have a proper talk to them, but they were always busy as well. Just say cheers for the dragons. Sold loads of dragons. But they have these. Their back things were like the back banners. They're the ones that sort of is it concertina or accordion? They just sort of like you pull a thing and it goes all small with the metal. So the guy putting it down, we're like, is that well, yeah. Because we had more of us and Ian was busy in the van just sort of rearranging some bits, so it was a too many cooks situation. We had like a whole gang of us then watching. Like, no pressure, dude. Watching whilst Sim's filming him put this collapsible banner away. Thinking, what a bunch of weirdos. And then as it filmed, I went, oh. Oh. I've already tweeted balloon stab vids. But I might speed one up and make it into a TikTok with some noise or something. But yeah, I'll tweet that then. I'll show you here very vaguely, because at least you'll be able to hear us all go, ah. And then he thought he got away with doing the next one because most people had moved, but by that point I'd kind of sat on the floor between some boxes. So you got that done then with, I think I could probably show you it here with the bad showing of things. Let's turn the volume up. Here we go. Oh, look at that! That's amazing! How good's that? Go once more. Poor guy. It's good. I've watched that quite a few times. I also watched the balloon popping. It's very satisfying. Also, I want one of those banners just so I can do that now. Poor guy. Can we watch? Can we watch you put the thing away, please? What are they? Okay. Oh yeah, right. On that bombshell, goodbye. Again, thanks. You're awesome. Yeah, pity you can't do the whole stand. Yeah, it just goes into this cube, and then I get to put it in the backpack and go off. That would be ace. Thank you all. You were ace. Yes, Sleep Calls. Give it a little like on here if you haven't already. And I will catch you. I'll put loads of stuff all over the internetos and stuff. Bye.